Hi, welcome to the trainings here at Tincan.org. This is the intro to Adobe Premiere Pro. In this training, we're going to look at how to set up a new project in Premiere Pro to get ready to start editing. So, my name is Ryan. Thank you for joining. Let's go ahead and get started. Please excuse my cold as I'm a little stuffed up. Hopefully that's not too terrible for you to listen to. Okay, the first thing you need to do is get your footage from your camera to your computer. And so in my case, I already copied it from the card that my camera shot on into this folder called Footage. From here, I'm now going to need to create a folder that will be my project folder. So in Adobe Premiere, we need one folder that holds everything that we have, whether it be pictures or music or other footage. It all needs to live in one spot. This way, if we ever move computers or try to back up our stuff, it's all held together. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new folder. Now I'm working on the Macintosh operating system, but the process is very similar for the PC. In fact, the editing software is exactly the same, whether it's Mac or PC. So we'll go ahead and create a new folder here, and I'll call this Ryan's Practice Project. And I'm going to go ahead and copy my footage into this folder. So for me, I'm just going to drag it and drop it in there. Okay, so now we've got it in there. The next step is to open up Adobe Premiere Pro. Once Adobe opens, we see some of the recent projects we've opened. And we also have these three options here: to a new project, to open a project, or help. So for us, we're going to create a new project, and we'll call this Practice. And I see my name right here. Now this screen is designated for our general settings as well as our scratch disks. Well, a scratch disk is just a place for the program to store things like captured video or audio, video previews when you render, and audio previews, as well as autosave files. So if your program crashes, you can go there to find it. We want all of these to be set to same as project so that it's all in one location. Back under the General tab, we can look down at that location and click Browse. This way we can choose exactly the folder that we want. And in our case, we want to find the desktop, and we want to look for Ryan's Practice Project, which is the folder I just created. And I'll go ahead and click Choose. Now that I've given it a name and a location, I can go ahead and click OK. My next option is to create a sequence. And the way that Premiere Pro handles sequences is you can have multiple sequences per project. So I could have one project with a bunch of footage and export multiple sequences and have different versions of the video if I wanted to. A sequence is kind of like a timeline where you get to actually do the editing. If it's a little confusing, we'll talk about it more in detail when we get there. But for now, it wants us to choose what type of footage we're going to be using. It's okay if you don't know what type of footage you're using. I'll show you a way that you can actually create a sequence based on the footage you used. For me, I'm using digital SLR 1080p at 24 frames a second. And I can go ahead and call this Test Edit. And click OK. Alright, now that my program is open, I can go ahead and take a peek at what we have here. So let me just walk through this. In this window here, we have our project, where we're actually going to import our footage or our movie or our music or anything else that we import will go right here. Over here is our source window, and it's where we can actually preview the footage or music that we have. And here is our program window or project window, where we actually get to see our final project. That is linked to our timeline right here. Notice the Test Edit. And this is where all of the editing happens, where we cut and paste our video right down here. On the left-hand side, you may see Media Browser. There's a few different tabs up top, and really what I use this most for is the effects portion. And I can see the different audio effects or audio transitions, video effects, video transitions. They all live there. So this is kind of the basic setup. We see the workspace that we're in up here, which is set to editing. You can move these windows around, manipulate them however you want. You can even grab tabs and drag them to other spots. But for me, I really like the basic editing. And so if I mess it up, I can just click Reset Current Workspace, and I'm back to the original format. Up top, we see the toolbar, and we'll go into detail a little bit on what each one of these tools does, but for now, we'll keep it on the arrow so we can begin editing. Well, this has been how to set up a basic project in Adobe Premiere Pro. Hopefully it was helpful for you. Next up, we'll actually import some footage and begin editing. My name is Ryan. Thank you for watching.